Welcome back to part 2 of collapsing my classroom and video game club in 2025. Last time we got a lot done actually. That whole side of the room is pretty much all good to go with a few exceptions, and it should be pretty easy for maintenance to get all that stuff out to wax the floors and back in without much pain, hopefully. The next big challenge is over here. Now today I already collapsed the PlayStation 4 and the Switch. Those are going home with me, but there's still some remnants of them over there. Now unlike last year, I'm not going crazy and making separate bins for every cable, cord, controller. I've gotten a lot lazier this year, and I really don't know what the game room's going to look like next year. Sorry, game room. Classroom's going to look like next year. So I'm not going to go crazy and separate things out and plan things out right now. I have a whole summer to brainstorm, and hopefully I'll be able to meet with some administration, and we can talk about what we want this club to be in the future, because this year got just kind of crazy. Tons upon tons of kids. It was great. Everyone had a great time. Amazing experiences, but we need to streamline this thing. Anyways, so what you're going to see me do today is take all that stuff off the table over there, start taking all these systems down, putting all the stuff over there in terms of the games, because all these games, in fact, let's just do this right now, all these Wii games are heading right over to the other side of the classroom. I bet Wii Sports is still in the Wii itself. So taking all the games, just going to go on this bookshelf here. You can take a dolly to the bookshelf and wheel it right out. Should be pretty straightforward and easy. Put those right there. All right, so there's that. And all the games will go there. There's not many more games left here, though. I've done that pretty well already. But we can go over here and see a few things that happened well this year. First off, the original Xbox that we have here is kaput. I don't know if it's going to work ever again. I spent a lot of time working on it. People in the gaming community spent a lot of time working on it. And frankly, I don't think it's worth it anymore. I might just be donating this to someone who can mod it professionally. But this guy just did not hold up this year. I will not take him home yet. I'll leave him here over the summer because I already have 2 more Xboxes like this at home waiting for me to test out. So lots going on there. Our 360 here worked pretty well. This 360 donated generously by Video Game Restoration and DG works a little bit. When they sent it over, VGR told me flat out, like, leave it this way, leave it horizontal, and it might not read every disc. It reads some discs sometimes. And in general, it's a good backup to have because a lot of the kids, it reads FIFA, and a lot of kids love FIFA. So that's all it really needs to do. But yeah, this bad boy here is not working as well as it could. That's okay. It's still a free 360, and it's got some cool stuff going on. I put a faceplate and a memory card in it, so that was pretty neat. But other than that, in this video, you're just going to see me wander around the classroom. So we'll set the camera up. We will do a time lapse, whatever, and we'll go from there. Oh, before I forget, we're down to 3 of these stools. Actually, we're down to about 1 of these stools actually still works. So these stools I spent TikTok shop money on, not so good. And I'm not sure. Well, I am sure it's the kids. It was the kids. The kids, in terms of damage this year, stools didn't hold up very well. 2 of my Xbox controllers, my Xbox One controllers, the thumbsticks were pretty much gone on. A few broken Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are not surprising. But even with all that said and done, like, the damage report this year is a lot less than it was last year from Game Club. Last year was an expensive repair year, so this year it wasn't that bad. That being said, it's time for me to stop rambling about this, set the camera up, and just get started somewhere, because there is still a lot to do in this room. So I hope you enjoy this, and hopefully see when we're done.
It's a 16 buff in the dark. It's a 16 buff in the dark.
And with that very, very quick event, I think the game club for 2024-2025 is completely collapsed and ready for the summer. Pretty much everything we needed to that didn't fit in a bin fit on this cart. We have our 2 TVs here. Cords are bound, so it's easy to move them in and out of the classroom. A tub over here, it's pretty heavy, a bunch of cords and accessories, things like that. All the other tables in the room are pretty clear at this point. There's really nothing else to do. I'm genuinely surprised, but that went really quickly. One thing I want to tell you about, though, over here is why I've kind of stopped accepting donations, or why I tell people I appreciate the offer, the thought, because this is the current selection of consoles we have at the club. This doesn't include the other PS3, which needs to be repaired, and the Super NES, which is, I believe, with cross-face gaming still, and he will get to that sometime soon, hopefully over the summer, we'll get that knocked out and recapped and everything. But there's a lot of stuff here, and I have more stuff at home. And I'm currently in the process of acquiring a Dreamcast and a PS1. So I have to try to meter these things out because I'm running out of space. And it seems like to have every system is a great idea for the school club. And it is, I assure you. But there isn't as much time to sample those systems as you would think. And that's one of the other things about having a club like this. When you have a club like this, and it's really important, and I've learned over the years now to kind of plan theme days out. I've been doing it for a while, but I intend next year to go really, really hard at that. When I have a theme day, nothing else will be going on in the classroom. I assure you. There'll be just whatever I bring in, we're all playing that, and that's what it is. I'm also going to keep a better roster next year, all kinds of stuff. So if you do want to make a club like this, that's great, that's awesome, but you have to curate it a little bit closely. But make sure you're not curating so much that you're just playing weird and random stuff that you want to play. I don't like sports. I don't like sports games. I don't hate them, nothing against them. I have no problem with them, but they're just not my thing. They never have been. I played 3 years lacrosse varsity in high school. I was really good at it, but I don't do sports much anymore. But the kids love it. It's something that they can come together on and play together with. And I've seen kids who are silent all day long and kids who are talkative nonstop, very charismatic, get together and make friends, build relationships and bonds off those sports games. So even though I don't like it, I don't think it's the best thing in the world, they love it. And I'm willing to let them play that, but not all the time. So curate a game club to a point, but not so much where it just becomes your weird stuff that you're into. You can show them that kind of stuff once in a while, but it's more important that they get a variety of experiences and also that you cater to them every once in a while. Finally, to wrap up this quick collapse video, let me give you one more piece of advice. This is going to be great news to a lot of you, but I'd strongly recommend it if you can. I do have LCDs in the room, I have a few of them, but it's really important if you're going to have older game systems to try to track down on whatever marketplace you can find some old CRTs. These have been a great investment. I'm not saying the games play better on them, but I am. They do. If you can get CRTs, if you can get PlayStation 2 component cables with component in on a CRT, it's going to look phenomenal. It's going to look practically brand new. A lot of these games, the NES, the Genesis, these old systems, and the PlayStation 1 were meant for a CRT TV, that 4:3 ratio. Yes, you can play them in LCDs, you can get adapters for HDMI, I understand. But if you want to run a club like this, I strongly, strongly recommend tracking down a couple of CRT televisions. They don't have to be big either. They can be those smaller ones, those Disney Princess ones, which are great. They have amazing picture, a 19-inch TV, just something like that. It'll also allow you to have more variety of games that you play with the kids, up to including those blaster games that no one ever likes to see. And I'd also strongly recommend, if you can, get a plasma TV. If you have a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360, just pay attention to that burn-in issue. But a plasma TV, those systems look great on. It's how they're meant to be played at that time. And trust me, I think the picture is second to none. But anyways, I hope you stay tuned in the next year and over the summer to see what this channel gets up to. I'll be collecting a whole bunch of new stuff for Game Club, trying to reach out to some friends to get some more mods done and repairs. And when we hit 2025, 2026, the Game Club should be reborn again into something even more amazing. There's a lot of great experiences I have now. I can't wait to share them with my students next year. Anyways, thanks for watching this, and we'll see you in the next one.